It's basically about three people, quite sort of lonely, isolated people who are struggling for validation in their personal lives, be it at work, be it at school, and they encounter a protest in the city centre, be it online or in person. And this protest has gone viral because of essentially somebody has been assaulted. And the truth around what's actually happened at this protest is quite contested. And these three people, they sort of take this story and tell their own version of it. They mould their own truth around what's actually happened at this protest to sort of further their own social agenda, essentially. They leech off it, quite literally.
Okay, so that's where the name comes from.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And Andrew, so you're going to be one of the characters giving your own version of events. How did you come to get involved in the production?
The director, Tom, is actually a classmate of mine. He managed to meet Kieran at a networking event. They got to know each other, and we decided to do a read-through of the play. He was looking for actors, knew a bunch of us in the class. And
this, sorry, just to interrupt, where are you studying at the moment?
Oh, yes, I'm just finished my second year at MST, Manchester School of Theatre. I'm about to approach my third year now, so a lot of exciting projects coming up.
So are all of you involved from Manchester School of Theatre?
Yes, the director and us three actors are all from Manchester School of Theatre.
And what about yourself, Kieran?
So I was on the master's course at Manchester Writing School, which is under the same university, so it's all Manchester Metropolitan University. And yeah, I sort of met Tom at a networking event, and that's how the sort of read-through came along. We did a read-through back in February of the play, and all of the performers just sort of fell into the roles really seamlessly. It was sort of made for it, you know. Really enjoyed it, and we just decided to go with it and do it.
But the show itself started quite a while before this, didn't it? Am I right in saying that? Yeah,
so the play was longlisted for the Bruntwood Prize for playwriting in 2022.
And for viewers, well, listeners, I should say, that is a really prestigious, I just have to point out, that's a really prestigious prize to be listed for. That's the Royal Exchange's playwriting. They do it every 2 years. There's usually, I don't know, 1,000 applicants or something.
Yeah, so I think that year there was 2,500, and the play made the top 5%, which was really cool. It was just nice for the recognition. It was really good, and we sort of got some really good development points from the Royal Exchange off the back of that. It sort of helped it get to where it is now, essentially.
And is this the first time it's going to be performed on stage?
Yeah, we had a little read-through in May in front of a small audience, but in terms of a fully fledged production, this will be the first time. And we have a post-show Q&A after those ones as well, just for a chance to ask the actor, the writer, the director some questions that you might have.
I'm so excited. I feel like it's such a good opportunity to meet lots of new people in Manchester who are creative and who are putting on new pieces of theatre. I feel like I'm learning so much about the industry, I'm not even out of drama school yet.
It's really important, I think, to support fringe theatre. And that's the fantastic thing about fringe theatre, is that people have the opportunity to see what sounds like a really exciting piece of work being performed by very exciting new creatives, but also, you know, that has been longlisted for an award and at such a cheap and affordable price.
We've had interest in other theatres for spring shows next year.
Amazing.
So the play might even have life after that. But yeah, it's definitely a springboard for up-and-coming emerging artists. So I was, essentially at the time, I was working at a supermarket in Piccadilly Gardens, and it was at a time where there was a lot of sort of mass protests going on. And I was sort of really inspired by the sort of collective nature of that. But then I was also interested in the contrasting nature of seeing people comment about it online and what people were saying about things that happened at these protests online and what they were about and what they stood for. And people are really sort of quite liberal in terms of what they say on social media. And a lot of the time I was finding they were actually sort of almost trivialising the event itself. I mean, that's sort of the embodiment of this play, really. But what you can see on the poster is essentially a pink fleece that's covered in leeches, and the pink fleece is worn by the absent protagonist, so it's a character that's central to the play but doesn't appear, and that sort of person's identity is sort of constantly torn one way or another by the characters, because this person is allegedly the victim of the assault at the protest. That's sort of where that inspiration comes from. You are going to see a pink fleece on stage. We're going to try and do some puppetry. It's going to be really cool, but you're not going to see that person physically, because it's about the characters on stage perception of that person and what's actually happened.
And so, Andrew, your character obviously ties in with that and has their own perception. How have you found connecting with this character?
Well, my character, he's a teenage boy who's very obsessed with social media, and he almost obsessively wants to become famous and post the next best thing, and what gets the most views, gets the most likes. I'm quite young, so I've grown up on social media and grown up seeing all this on social media, and what gets the likes and what gets, pinned as the image behind these things. And I think it's just really interesting to see what is the reality behind these events, what's the reality behind what is on social media, and seeing why people post certain things the way they do. And I think my character has a lot of that. There's a lot about his story about why he wants to be so famous on social media. And I think it's a lot about the performance of it versus the reality.